Good evening, and welcome to the June 11th, 2026 work session and business meeting. I would like to apologize. We convened the meeting at 6. We had an executive session, and then we have exited the executive session, and we are now reconvening the public portion of our meeting. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'm going to start by opening up for public comment on agenda items. Okay, there doesn't seem to be any. The treasurer's report for March is available in the business office. So then we are going to move to the consent agenda.
Resolved upon recommendation of the superintendent of schools to approve agenda items 2 through 10 as contained on the consent agenda for this meeting.
Second.
Questions or comments?
The consent agenda includes approval for the prior meetings, approval of CSE, CPSE placements, approving additional or unpaid hours for various staff members, approving agreements and contracts which include an amended food service contract with Garrison, an educational contract with Hen Hud for this school year and the 226 summer, a high school contract for an organization called Hang Up and Drive, which provides an assembly presentation to our students about driving, 3 health and welfare contracts, one with Lakeland, one with Katona, and one with the Tarrytowns, appointing the Board of Education meeting videographer, Dan Mahoney, appointing members of the 26-27 district safety team, which includes administrators, CSEA, PVFT, and parents, approving an overnight trip for the high school science research competition for a competition in Rochester, approving the sale, auction, or disposal of various district equipment with no further value to the district, which includes textbooks from the World Language Department, purchased in 2002, I think with a copyright of 1997 on them, and a broken clavinova from the music department. It is non-functioning, and approving budget transfers over $25,000 for the period April 16th through June 9th.
Thank you. Any other board comments? I would just like to say, no matter where I go, people I talk to say how outstanding our videography is. So I'd like to thank Dan for all he does to make us look good on TV. But we really do appreciate his work, and we're glad that he's going to continue that. So.
That was a tolerable problem.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The resolution passes. Okay, we're going to start with reports, but can we jump to presentations first, maybe?
Yes, we would like to begin with the presentation. So I would like to introduce Ms. Jackie Levine, who will be joined by one of our fantastic students. Welcome, welcome.
Good evening, members of the Board of Education, Dr. Luft, and our community members. Welcome. I'm delighted to talk about one of my favorite topics tonight, which is our Career and Technical Program that happens at the PNW BOCES, Putnam Northern Westchester BOCES campus. Just demonstrated here on our first slide, we have a number of our students featured in their different programs. Riley in her fashion design program, Joey in his culinary program, and Manisha, who you will meet shortly. This is a program that we hold near and dear to our hearts. We have many students attending our CTE programs, and those programs, we have a wide variety available to us and a lot of opportunities afforded to our students through this program. So I'm going to give a very brief presentation just to remind everyone about what CTE offers and the types of experiences students participate in, and then we will meet Manisha, and she's going to take it from there because she is definitely who you want to hear the most from. So this is just our agenda. We'll go over some fast facts about BOCES, about the CTE program, the types of experiences our students have afforded to them, the enrollment we see currently, the types of programs they're in, and the numbers we have going into next year. And then we'll have a reflection on the welding program, and then Manisha and I will be happy to take questions. So these are just some fast facts about the BOCES program. Again, we're talking about the career and technical program. BOCES offers a wide variety of programs that our students take part in, but night is specific to the career and technical program. So students can attend for 1 or 2 years. It begins with their junior year, and they can continue on to their senior year if they so choose, or they could decide to stop after their senior year. And sometimes students choose to enter into their senior year, but it's largely beginning in their junior year. Students can attend for 2 or 4 hours a day. Currently, BOCES is changing their format to include morning and afternoon sessions. They removed that midday. The midday was challenging for scheduling, especially for a wide variety of districts, that just middle day piece. So they shifted to a morning session and an afternoon session only. Our successful graduates from the program can attain a career and technical education certificate, a Regents diploma with a technical endorsement, and there are so many opportunities for workplace learning, and that is where they collaboratively engage employees from around the area, getting students hands-on, real-time experience in the areas that they're studying. And among those experiences include anything from building a koi pond on the campus to having the opportunity to capture an event using photography and digital media. They can enter into skills competitions and compete with the entire state of career and technical students, displaying their innovations or sharing their creations. They can have many opportunities afforded to them for public speaking. So, for example, at an open house for, I think it was board members this picture is from, where students were able to share, just like Manisha will tonight, about their experiences at BOCES, things that they've learned, what they've appreciated about their program, and what their program consists of. Our students, this is from the fashion show, our students can participate in a fashion show at the end of the year where they can have their models catwalk and display their actual creations, their designs, and be part of a real opportunity where they have a documentary made about them and the work process where they develop their designs and they're filmed and they give reflections via that documentary. So every senior and most students get to have that experience where they can have their designs displayed on stage. They do this at the Paramount and Peekskill, which is really cool. So they really get a fashion show feel. And then we have students who are engaged in photography, digital media, movie production, and they are able to capture events, they are able to edit, they're able to conduct interviews of people. So they're really, again, getting those hands-on experiences. And this is just a handful of the programs available. There are so many. And our students do take part of so many different programs. So these are the variety of programs you will see that our students are participating in over the years. Anything from medical assistant, intro to auto mechanics, welding, which you'll hear more about tonight, intro to carpentry. Culinary seems to be the most popular program for our students, one of the most popular programs for our students. But really, the opportunities are somewhat endless. And BOCES is always innovating every year to come up with new programs that are meaningful to students, are meaningful to current career trends, and they are always preparing our students and all students throughout the region in these areas. Currently for next year, we have 25 rising 11th graders. That's 10th graders moving up to junior year, 11th grade next year. 25 students are taking on their programs, and then 16 rising 12th graders. So our senior class, about 16 students are advancing forward for that second year that we talked about earlier. And without further ado, I would like to present Manisha Singh to talk about her wonderful welding program. Manisha.
Hello, my name is Manisha. Good evening, everybody. I'm going to talk about a little bit about my experience with welding. So, I'm a junior, and this is my first year in BOCES, and I will be a part of the group that continues next year. And I really love my welding program because we get to do so many hands-on things that you would do in the field, whether it's stick, MIG, TIG, flux core welding, using acetylene torches or plasma cutters. We get to use anything and everything that you would in an actual fabrication shop or in the field, whether it be pipe fitting or assembly or construction. we get a lot of real world experiences and we get certified. I am AWS certified, American Welding Society certified for a variety of processes, and next year I will be OSHA 30 certified, which will help me a lot when I eventually enter the field. I have learned so much so far. My teacher, Mr. Stanford, and my assistant teacher, Mr. M, are very helpful when teaching. They are amazing teachers, and I love them very much. They will spend time with each of the students, breaking down things if we don't understand. We learn a variety of skills and a variety of different welding positions, which some can be harder for some students than others. I know I struggled a little bit earlier in the year with vertical welding with 7018 rods. It's a notoriously hard type of electro rod to weld with, and it took me a long time to master it. But my teachers were very patient and were very helpful with helping me get through those difficult times learning it. For next year, hopefully, I will be able to start an apprenticeship when I turn 18. I'm currently working on that. In BOCES, we are able to talk to representatives from technical colleges and universities. They'll come to our class and they'll give us a rundown on what their school offers, how welding is incorporated, and they're pretty helpful. So I do plan on continuing welding, and BOCES has been a very wonderful help.
How, if I can ask, Manisha, how were you able to integrate the academics with the tech program? Did you have difficulty doing that this year?
I take 3 academic classes right now with BOCES, and because I have built up my credits in past years, those 3 classes, it's okay if I take 3 classes.
Yeah.
And then within BOCES, besides the practical learning that we do, we also do an English and a math class. That math class, we do welding, specific math, so it's focusing on measurements, learning how to adjust for the kerf of a weld. And for our English class, it's more professionalism, so learning how to write resumes,
Sure.
reflecting on what we learn in welding. And we also have a welding theory class where we learn about the theory of welding, how the chemistry and the physics behind it work.
Now, your socialization, you spend part-time at Tech, a little bit of time here. Do you find that difficult, or is that just part of what you do?
I would say it's not very difficult in the shop. All the students, I don't want to say we're kind to each other, but we're all good friends. The shop is very open. All of our booths are next to each other, and our teachers encourage collaboration when we do work or projects. In fact, today I was helping a fellow student of mine weld a little flower. He was hitting the metal with an acetylene torch to heat it up, and I was taking pliers and bending them for him.
Outstanding. Wow.
So let me back you up a little. How did you decide to go into welding? How did you pick that field?
I know that I don't want to work an office job. I don't want to be sitting, in my career. And I'm going to be so honest, I went into welding blind. I had no idea what the class was going to offer. I knew nothing about welding. I just knew that it was a hands-on trade and that anyone could learn it. I fortunately have learned a lot. I've come a long way since September.
Great.
amazing.
That's wonderful.
So I know the CTE programs in BOCES are becoming very competitive, and many students don't get their first choice. Was welding your first choice, or did you have other interests going into?
Welding was my first and only choice.
Great. Well, in that case, I'm glad you got it.
When that-
You were
if I
lucky.
didn't-
Good.
If I didn't make it into welding, I probably would have just gone with more academic classes.
Okay, that's great. That's part of the reason why I know they've changed their schedule and they're looking to accommodate, because they've seen such a rapid growth of their program, especially over the last 5 or so years. They're looking to sort of double classroom space and double up classes just to be able to meet the increasing need, which I think is a great thing, that more students are increasingly interested in going into the trades. Thank you.
What do you think you'll be doing once you complete the program next year? What are your plans for the future?
I am still deciding if I want to start with college or not, or if I want to go right into an apprenticeship. I do have a lot of options, fortunately, so I just have to explore more options, talk to some people. You have to be 18 to apply for apprenticeships, so I also have to wait until I turn 18.
Yeah.
But
I'm so impressed by, you are so articulate and able to describe the program so well.
Thank you.
And I'm also proud of the Tech Center itself, because it offers our students who want to work with their hands, who want to do something different, that opportunity, and you're a great representative of how powerful that program can be. And really appreciate you coming and speaking to us.
Okay, thank you.
Great job. And
Thank you.
congratulations
Thank
on
you
your
very
work.
much.
My question for you is, do you have any recommendations? What would make, say, the education piece and the welding piece between Putnam Valley High School and BOCES smoother, or anything that you feel like you're missing out in the school or at BOCES?
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I think for me, going from my academics to welding every day, it's already pretty smooth as it is. My teachers are pretty accommodating, so.
That's great.
It is great. Wow.
Thank you. We're very
Very
proud of what
impressed.
you're doing. And one of the speakers at our National Honor Society this year, she was when welding. Do you know Rachel
I do know
Fitzgerald?
her.
And she's done an amazing job with her career on just from welding, and you could go far. And we wish you luck. And we'd love to hear what you finally end up doing, or not finally, but what your path looks like. And we'd love to hear from you again on that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank you. Congratulations.
Any more questions, or is that it?
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Thank you, Venetia.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's always tough when you have to follow a student, Dr. Love.
I just was asking Venetia which IB classes she was taking next year, because she's one of our students who attends CTE programs and also takes IB classes. She's definitely in IB English next year, but she's going to recall the next one.
Okay.
I'm so glad that that you just mentioned that, because one of my continued questions, right, is that this is such a wonderful opportunity for our kids.
It is.
As is our IB program. And we want to be able to take any barrier out of the way for children to be able to do both. And so I know that we are exploring even more ways to be able to have technical opportunities, whether it be through BOCES or other programs, right, that are coming through the pike for our students who are in the IB program, and perhaps in the IB diploma program in the future may have an opportunity to do that. And I would just implore that the district continue to find ways for all students to be able to have access to all programs, right, from a point of equity. I do have a few questions. So first of all, thank you so much for spending your evening with us. You could be doing probably much better things right now, but thank you so much for being here, because it's so great to be able to see in person how this program is affecting our students. So thank you again. How do the numbers this year of students who are taking an opportunity of this program, how do they compare to previous years?
So in previous years in presentations, we've had a higher number of students. That changes for a variety of reasons. It could be interest in the program, it could be other coursework that the student wanted to take, but it does change. I'd have to have Mr. Mello to speak specifically, or the guidance department to speak specifically to why certain students or certain groups of students chose not to move on. But they have been consistently in the 60s and I think low 70s. Over the past couple of years. So.
Okay, perfect. That number right now, if I did the math right, is about 41. So I would want to know, what made it decrease by a third, and maybe it could be that midday schedule, which I also think was probably an impediment to students being able to take advantage of the program. So now that the AM/PM sessions will exist, are the counselors aware of that? Like, are they looking at that and how more students might be able to take advantage of the program next year?
Yes, they are aware. Yes.
Fantastic. And then this is one of the things that I noticed that you shared was that because there's only a finite number of minutes in the day, right? If students are going to this program, then they're not sitting in class here somewhere else, right? And so my wondering was, how do we ensure that they're getting the classes, the core classes that they need to be able to take so that they can also go to BOCES? And I heard you say that English and math courses are modified so that you can do them through your area of study, which I think is wonderful and incredibly creative. The other thing I heard you say was that you had previously racked up enough credit in other areas and other years to be able to do this program, right? And so my question is, how are our 9th graders being communicated with and their families around if you would like to do this program in junior year or senior year, these are some of the things that you can do to ensure that you have the space and time in your schedule to do that. How is that being communicated to our families?
So currently, what I know to be true is that the counselors do meet with students regularly to plan their years out. I think also there are opportunities for families to attend the BOCES event where they can hear about the programs offered and plan accordingly based on their child's interest. Sometimes these interests come from, my friends are going, I'd like to go too. Sometimes these interests come from someone learns suddenly of something like law enforcement that becomes an interest to them and they want to go. So while it can be discussed throughout the years as an opportunity available with the guidance counselors, sometimes it doesn't necessarily become real for a student until they either hear from a friend who's attending or they learn more about a particular career interest that they want to pursue. So
Okay.
it does vary.
So one thing that I would love to see happen is that students and families, incoming ninth graders specifically, are given an opportunity to understand all of the opportunities available through BOCES and other programs that we have, ways in which they can use their 9th and 10th grade years wisely so that they can take advantage of these programs when they do occur. And for that presentation to include testimonials just like the one we heard tonight from our own students, or perhaps from graduates that have actually gone into their field of study that they studied at BOCES, to be able to talk about the successes that they've had. Because sometimes I think that maybe students don't take advantage of opportunities for the sheer fact that they never knew it was, an opportunity in the first place. And certainly if there is a level of planning that needs to happen from a credit perspective in years 9 and 10, we want to make sure that our families have access to that information. And perhaps that could happen in the spring of the 8th grade year. So just something that I would like to see. I certainly don't feel like I've gotten enough information as a parent about the BOCES programs that are out there for our students, and I think that maybe we could submerge our community in that information a little bit more and earlier in their academic career.
Sure, I could certainly speak
yeah.
with our high school staff. I did fail to mention one of the things we have changed about our middle school program with our guidance counselors. You may recall we did a presentation on Trek and Transfer, the
Yes.
VR headset
Yes.
that introduces students to things such as welding
Exactly.
and construction
Architecture,
through a
right.
virtual reality lens. And they also have an app that they can do assessments, self-assessments on the types of interests they have and different career paths open to them. And that's a perfect opportunity for our 8th grade guidance counselor to turn around and say, BOCES has programs like this available, and you'll hear more about it at this evening, if we happen to include an evening.
And for those, I think that's wonderful, because if we do that work earlier in the 8th grade year, to give students opportunities to explore different avenues, right, of study, then the counselors in the spring of that year could potentially have conversations with students and families about, hey, would you like this at this point, at this juncture, to be a part of your trajectory? And if you do, here are some of the things that you can do to rack up some credit earlier in your years in high school. It would have never occurred to me that there were things that my now 10th grader should have done in the last 2 years to make space in their 11th and 12th grade year schedules to be able to take opportunity, take advantages of this opportunity. So I think more information about that for our families and students would be great. But because this is awesome and we want as many kids to take advantage of it as possible.
It's an integral part of anybody's education. I think this program just shines. As I've advocated since I've sat here on the board, the trades are so important, and we are losing people day after day, retiring out of the trades, and we need replacements. A robot can't come into your house and fix your pipe, at least not yet. They can't repair your electric. They can't do welding. They can't do the things that requires human manipulation and hands-on skills. I love this program. You are a great representative of that
Absolutely.
program. I would love to see you talk, and I love Crystal's idea. Maybe talk to the 8th grade or the incoming 9th graders about your success at this program, and the opportunities open to any youngster who may wish to pursue those trade areas. And again, thank you for being here this evening.
Thank you.
So I just want to clarify the scheduling piece. Students who remain on track and through 9th and 10th grade, would automatically be able to move forward to the BOCES program. It's kids who fall short of credits, say you don't pass living environment and you need to
Right.
make that up. Right? That's
Right.
not an option to take that at BOCES, and that
Right.
could set you back.
Okay.
But for a traditional or typical 9th and 10th grader,
They can do
Right.
it.
assuming that you enroll in all of the appropriate classes and you pass all the appropriate
Yeah.
classes and regions, then you're well positioned to move forward
Right.
in the BOCES program. The one sort of caveat is acceleration in math or science.
Right.
Well, not in science anymore, but in math. But to Manisha's point, she gets her math credit at BOCES.
Yeah, that's amazing,
So that's
which I
not
had no
setting
idea.
anyone back,
Yeah.
whether they're accelerated in 8th grade or not.
Yeah.
That's not, we do everything we can to not create those sort of roadblocks
Right.
until it's time for a student to decide whether or not to make that move.
Right. One of the things, thank you for clarifying that I would just say about that conversation in 8th grade being even more important based on that information is that knowing that students have an opportunity to participate in that program if they pass certain classes may serve as motivation for those students who may not pass them, who are better working with their hands than sitting in a classroom, right? And so I think if we're looking at that 8th grade year and having these conversations with kids to say, hey, like, I'll be the first to say my father was not the person for the classroom. He was a genius, but not in the classroom. And he excelled with his hands. If he had known that there was a program he could access with his hands, but he would need to pass certain classes, he probably would have taken advantage of that, right? So I just think it's another option to have that conversation so that students have another layer of motivation to, work their way through so they can get to their dream, right?
And while I certainly wouldn't take anything away from hearing from another student, I think that would be extremely powerful. This is part of the orientation program. I know Sam and I were at the orientation. You guys were at the Westchester Putnam School Board meeting. But I know that with the parents, Matt speaks to the CTE program and what's offered and all of that stuff. And that same presentation is provided to all of the students in the day, or earlier in the day when they come to their tours. So it's definitely part of that orientation into the high school program where they talk about CTE and highlight some of the things that are
Awesome. Love it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it is. It's great. Again,
Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Jackie.
thank you. Thank you, Manisha.
Thank you.
You don't have to stay. We'd love you to stay, but you don't have to.
Is it okay if I add to what she's talking about?
Sure. Would you just go to the mic so that we can hear you? So that the people at home can hear you? Thank you.
So my name is Cindy, Manisha's mom. I didn't know anything about the welding program or BOCES up here. I knew it from when I lived downstate. She got a couple months ago was extremely helpful and eye-opening, was a beautiful catalog that had every single program with an explanation in it. I was like, I wish she had this or we knew about this freshman year.
Thank you.
That catalog was amazing. And I'm looking at these different experiences and I'm going, I didn't know this exists. I didn't know this was offered, especially for kids who are not on the college track per se.
Right.
Is to know that you have all these options, viable options that will afford you a great career, without having to go the college track.
Right.
So having that brochure available in the 8th grade, and then the orientation that she went to in 10th grade exposed her to it. But if they could do something in the 9th grade, the same orientation in 9th grade or even 8th grade where they have students come up and offer it every year, because sometimes, you go 9th grade, you're like, no, this is not for me, but 10th grade, you're like, I think I might be interested. You have to wait until your spring of 10th grade, which is kind of late if you're trying to decide, 'cause now you're going to rush, do I really have the credits, do I not
Right.
have the credits?
Right.
Can they offer something like that in the fall? Spring for 8th graders, fall for freshmen, and fall for sophomores. So
Right.
if they are missing something, they have at least a couple of semesters to make it up, so that they can then apply and
reminded
enter
of it,
into
yeah.
the program in the 11th grade.
That's great feedback.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
And then definitely have the parents. You have an amazing college night. Pop in BOCES into that college night. To know that you have these options, because a lot of kids probably don't come to the college night because, like, I don't want to do college. But if you said these are the BOCES opportunities that are going to be here, or have incorporated in with the college. Even the college students the kids who are thinking about college may see BOCES and be like, I think I might like this track better. Give them the two options.
Yeah, and
that'll be
it
helpful
could,
for
it could be
parents as
college
well.
and career night.
Yes.
Yeah.
Career night, correct.
Good.
Beautiful. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A parent perspective is always important, so thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, Dr. Luft, you're following students, so it's tough.
Take care.
I'm looking for the CTE catalog on their website.
I was
I
wondering.
have a whole list of programs I would like to attend.
Me too. Me too.
I pretend to be handy, but I'm not nearly as handy as people who are actually trained how to do it, versus those who have just electrocuted themselves enough times to know how not to do it. All right. Well, good evening, everyone. So I certainly want to begin by addressing the unimaginable loss to our school community. I do want to both acknowledge the loss of Alina and Jeremiah Toon, but as well as I want to take this opportunity to thank our administrators, our staff, especially our clinicians. I want to thank my colleagues from across the region. There was hardly a superintendent within anywhere in our area that did not reach out. And while everybody knows the answer is no, there's nothing you could do, everybody still made that call and offered the opportunity to say, I'll send my administrators there if yours need a break. I'll send my clinicians there if yours need a break. I'll send, anybody there that can help you and your school community. So I do want to take just a moment. I want to acknowledge it and commend our students are more resilient than most adults. And I know they've done lots of different things within the school to honor our lost students, but I do want to take an opportunity just to acknowledge the loss and as well as thank both our staff members as well as colleagues and members of the regional crisis team and members of the BOCES team that were here within hours of finding out about the tragedy and offering any and all they can do to support. And I especially want to thank both Melissa and Jackie, who were like rocks throughout that entire week. And really, I think anybody who in a leadership position learns to kind of swallow and hold in their own feelings to support others. And I know I personally kind of lost it on Saturday night. That's when it kind of finally, like when you're not go, and you actually have some downtime and reflect. That's kind of when it hit me. And I'm sure my colleagues share those feelings, but it's important to be present and there to support and lead during even difficult times. So I do want to thank both of them for their leadership, as well as Mr. Mello and others during that time. On a happier note, it's hard to transition from that to the prom, but I'm pretty sure Jackie was here photobombing people's prom pictures earlier today. Did you wear a dress, or did you just kind of?
No.
You didn't put your prom dress on for the photos?
I actually missed the bus, but that's okay.
Oh, you missed it?
I was
Sorry.
not able to
Yeah, I
take
hear
your
they left
photo
early.
op, But I wouldn't have been nearly as well dressed as them.
So our students are down in New Rochelle right now as we speak, so enjoying their prom this evening. As anybody who's been doing this for at least 1 year knows, this is an extremely busy time of year. So we've had our high schools had their band concert, their chorus concert, our valedictorian and salutatorian attended the Lower Hudson Council School Superintendent's Scholarship Achievement Dinner. So they were accompanied by myself, Barbara, as well as Mr. Mello. We had our underclassmen awards, our 8th grade orientation, which included our incoming students from Garrison. We had our senior walk at the elementary school and the middle school earlier this week. We had our senior awards. I think those were Wednesday night. I don't know what day it is anymore. And Butter Valley was named New York State Public High School Athletic Association School of Distinction, an honor given to schools where 100% of the varsity teams maintain a 90-plus average during their seasons.
That's amazing.
Which I can't ever remember us ever earning
So great.
at any time before. So huge
That's
congratulations to all involved. Our middle school had band concerts as well as last evening had their art show and their IB Community Project Showcase. Our elementary school had their Colonial Day, their 4th grade concert, end of year picnic, the haiku celebration, and we did get the final results for Mason. Mason's middle name is not, what do you want to say? The Mighty?
Mason Mighty. I
Mighty,
didn't
sorry.
win.
Mighty did not win.
Unfortunately.
This is probably not going to come as a surprise to anyone, but Tiger won. Mason
Yeah.
Tiger.
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 I called it.
So other events, I had the opportunity to present at an Emerging Superintendents Academy over at BOCES. It's actually a statewide run by the New York State Council of School Superintendents, but P&W BOCES hosted it, so myself and several of my colleagues had the opportunity to go in and speak to some aspiring superintendents. Also, will it come as a surprise is the room was not packed. There was a small number of people who may or may not have been there.
Very crazy people.
But I enjoyed it very much. It was a great opportunity to see some of my colleagues, hear some of their presentations, as well as meet some aspiring or maybe no longer aspiring superintendents. The ladies in the office yelled at me that if anybody left crying within the first 10 minutes, I was too harsh and too honest. So that was my goal not to do that. So Section 1, as I know we've discussed before, currently has a ballot out regarding the exclusion of private schools from postseason play.
Yeah.
So that referendum, it's actually a change in bylaws, is tomorrow is the final deadline to get those in. So I know we have submitted ours and await the final tallies. We began having contractor meetings regarding the upcoming capital project, so that work is underway, and Mr. Spittle is managing all of that. Myself and Mr. Mello had the opportunity to attend the Hudson Valley Gateway Chamber of Commerce Scholarship Dinner, where Caitlin Kumas was acknowledged as a recipient for the Putnam Valley School District. We are completing our interview observations, and I've had the opportunity to host many exit interviews, as I know Jackie has as well. It's always a great opportunity for us to catch up. We do an exit interview with everybody who's leaving our district, and regardless of the reason. And it's just a great opportunity to reflect on their experience here, what they enjoyed, what they would like to see us do better, and really an opportunity to learn from some of our more experienced staff members as they transition onto, in many cases, retirement. So it's not over yet. So upcoming events, the kindergarten show on Flag Day is June 12th. We have a picnic in the park, a town event on June 13th from 2 to 5 p.m. Our athletic awards and Hall of Fame induction is scheduled for Monday, June 15th, and we'll be recognizing 2 students, Kim Kastick and Ryan Fitzgerald. Our 4th grade Revolutionary War reenactment is scheduled for June 16th. High school graduation is June 18th. Hopefully it's not going to rain. I heard Mello say last night it wasn't going to rain, so I'm holding him to it. And our elementary and middle school moving up ceremonies are scheduled for June 24th. That's it. Thank you.
One thing.
And our boys baseball team, that was good. Good catch. Our boys baseball team in an exciting Game 3 at North Rockland High School beat Pauling to win the sectional championship. It's the 2nd year in a row our boys baseball team has won the sectional championship. We do have more sports coming, and we have a couple students on their way up to states for track and field, so they'll be competing. We'll give an update on those. As well as the students that are competing up in Rochester for the Science Olympiad through science research. So it's been a very, very busy time of year, and if anybody wants to know what our baseball and softball field should look like, you should visit North Rockland.
A quick question.
It's impressive.
Dr.
Yes.
Love, the parking lot. I know construction will start this summer. Could you let the public know, or do you have an idea when it may be closed for use, or?
So the construction is scheduled to start like the day we get out of school, or the Monday after, so 26, 27, 28, so the 29th is when we expect the construction to start. The buildings will remain open. We need to accept deliveries, we have mail, we have staff that are working, so we're gonna sort of coordinate with the company doing the work to make sure we have access on and off the campus, whether it be sort of close sort of one driveway at a time type of thing.
Section it,
Right.
basically.
Right, section it off. But there will be a time in which, when they pave down the main part of the driveway, the entire campus will be closed. We don't have a date for that yet. It'll depend upon how the other work goes. There will be a period of time where our faculty and staff will need to utilize the parking up behind the Wellness Center. So we're doing some work to kind of prepare that area for vehicles. So the campus itself will be open, although all of our programs have been moved for obvious reasons elsewhere. The town camp will be utilizing the elementary school for their pickup and drop off, because obviously that's too much traffic to have here with everything going on. Our summer ESY program and Boost and all the other programs that take place here over the summer are all scheduled at the elementary school as well.
Great.
So campus will be restricted access, but still have access to this campus, while all the programs and scheduled events will take place at the elementary school.
Thank you.
We may still have some camps utilize the gym and wellness center, and those individual programs will be accommodated.
Did we move our reorg meeting, which is the 1st of July? It's 8
Nope.
o'clock in the morning, but if they're going to start, we could move it.
Sam told me he really wanted to see the bulldozer in action,
I
so.
thought the reorg, July 1st, right? The reorg?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if they're working here, like.
I'm sure any work would not restrict us,
Okay.
but we certainly could move it. We can move it to the elementary school, the district office. We've had
Just
it there
let us
before.
know.
I'll let you know. Maureen, remind me to let them know where we want to have our, okay. We got it. Noted. Done.
You have a couple of weeks to figure it
Yeah.
out. I also wanted to comment on the middle school community project showcase that Dr. Luft mentioned. Was blown away. Seriously, first of all, the work that Alexandra Gazzola did, the art teacher, in grouping her artwork and in identifying what the purpose or the plan of the artwork was so helpful to me as an observer. I was amazed at the student work. I mean, seriously, I went and looked back at some of the pictures, especially the ones of the animals, like I couldn't believe it wasn't a photograph. Like, it was really incredible. And then, because I'd never seen this before, when I went into the gym to the project, where the projects were, every student that I stopped at, or even when I sometimes didn't, was just walking by and they were like, "Don't you want to hear about our thing?" They were so enthusiastic about their projects. They readily admitted when they struggled with things, when their project didn't work for them, or when they had a plan but it didn't come to fruition. They used a lot of QR codes, which are totally another language to me, but they explained it all to me, and they were just really, the students, and I have to congratulate the IB coordinators and the project coordinator, so Miranda Hochberg, Mary Kay Cohen, Stephanie Tricala, they did an amazing job with those students, and I think that it's a great introduction to community service. So I was really thrilled. So okay, new business.
Okay.
Number 1.
Resolved on the recommendation of the superintendent of schools to appoint Madeline Deegan to a 4-year probationary term as an art teacher commencing on September 1st, 2026, and terminating on August 31st, 2030, in the 10-year area of art at the elementary school on Step 1, Masters of the PVFT salary schedule. Ms. Deegan has visual art K-12 initial certification. Tongue-tied to me, I don't know why. We got a second?
Second.
Okay.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The resolution passes. Number 2, please.
Resolved on the recommendation of the superintendent of schools to appoint Makiko Parsons to a probationary appointment as a senior office assistant in the high school on Step 3 of the CSEA salary schedule effective June 20th, 2026. Ms. Parsons will immediately begin an unpaid leave of absence effective June 20th, 2026 through June 30th, 2026. Ms. Parsons will begin her 52-week probationary period from July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution passes. Number 3, please.
Resolved on the recommendation of the superintendent of schools to accept the resignation of teacher aide Amira Lulani from the district effective at the close of business on June 26, 2026, as per document number 205-26, attached to the agenda and official minutes of this meeting.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution passes. Number 4, please.
Resolved on the recommendation of the superintendent of schools to accept the resignation of campus monitor Nicholas Lapadula from the district effective the close of business on June 26, 2026, as per document 207/26, attached to the agenda and official minutes of this meeting.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution passes. Number 5, please.
Resolved on the recommendation of the superintendent of schools to accept the resignation of Martha Nieves from her position as a lunch monitor in the district effective the close of business on June 26, 2026, as per document number 209/26, attached to the agenda and official minutes of this meeting.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution passes. Number 6, please.
Resolved on the recommendation of the superintendent of schools to accept the resignation of elementary school teacher Juliana Feiler from the district effective at the close of business on June 26, 2026, as per document number 214-26, attached to the agenda and official minutes of this meeting.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution passes. Number 7, please.
Resolved on the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education of the Putnam Valley School District hereby terminates the employment of employee 061126 as a part-time speech language therapist in the district effective June 30th, 2026.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution passes. Number 8, please.
Resolved on the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education of, my apologies, I'm still on 7. Resolved on the recommendation of the superintendent of schools to appoint Keen and Bean PC as the attorneys for the district effective July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027, as per their response to the request for proposals for legal services, RFP number 2026-0027, as per document 200-26, and the Keen and Bean retainer agreement as per document 212-26, attached to the agenda and official minutes of this meeting.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution passes. Number 9, please.
Resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools to accept the proposal for audiovisual installation and maintenance services, RFP 2026-0054 from Trib Audio, as per document number 213-26, attached to the agenda and official minutes of this meeting.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The resolution passes. I'd like to now open it up to the public to speak on any topic. Mr. Ferraro, are you wending your way up?
This is like a theatrical walk-up?
We need music. We need music.
It's a back problem more than anything else. So I'm sure many people on the panel understand the back problem.
You're not kidding.
Sorry. Hi, Joe Ferraro. Good evening. I wanted to ask a question about the BOCES program. Primarily, if I remember the presentation, there's approximately 30 some odd students that are involved in the program that do
41.
that program, CTE. And I know that we're trying to promote it and get more buy-in and that type of thing, but at the same time, we're talking about competition to get into these programs. Is there kind of a ceiling at this point, based on capacity and competition, for how many students we might actually be able to fit into a program like that? Because if we're somehow, even if it's not by our choice, capped at around 40 students, not that we shouldn't offer all that information up front, but you're kind of in a weird place where you don't want to be offering all these options and knowing it's going to be super competitive and only half will be able to get into it. So I just wonder if there's an artificial or actual cap that kind of falls into this program.
Right. So it's a great question. The current answer is not yet. While the competitiveness of certain programs may preclude a student from getting their first choice, which is why I was curious if that was Manisha's first choice or not. They've always been able to place students. If you don't get your first choice, maybe you get placed in your second or your third choice, but you've been placed within the program. As far as I know, they haven't, at least not for any of our students, haven't been turned away. Nobody's been told, sold out, sorry, you gotta look elsewhere. But you may have not gotten which used to always get your first choice. Now that's not the case. Certainly, if the numbers continue to rise, that could very well become a reality. What's happening simultaneous to this is BOCES is looking to move programs to other spaces, create new spaces to move to reutilize existing spaces. So they're looking to stay ahead of that curve, right? So they're looking to expand their capacity prior to reaching the point where they have to turn kids away from the program in its entirety. And I know they already have things in place over the next couple of years to expand that. I know they very quickly went and sort of retrofitted classrooms and workspaces and kind of doubled their capacity within, I think, a single year, where they used to have sort of one group in the classroom, one group in the space. We're able to sort of accommodate two groups in one location at once, which I think doubled their capacity almost immediately. So that day certainly could come, but I don't believe that we're there yet. And BOCES is aware of that and certainly working very diligently to avoid that time from ever coming. So we do not currently have an allotment of spots.
That triggers two follow-up questions. One, I remember when they did a significant capital project, renovating their pool, et cetera. I served on the board when we approved that, the additional outlay for that. Have they intimated that that might be afoot, which means more budget stress would happen because we'd have to be part of that capital improvement if they've, kind of, hinted that that might be coming down the pike? And then secondarily, when it's not just our 35 or 40 or 50 students here, we're a small school, and is there with Lakeland and Yorktown being so much larger than we are, or other districts within that catchment area, is there a slot issue as far as based on population and number of students that are in a school, and kind of we've got our slot, or is it kind of more broad-based and they're not picking and choosing based on how many can get into it from a particular school?
Sure. So the plans that I'm aware of are reallocation of the plans I'm aware of are reallocation of existing spaces. So they have not come to us and said, we need to build a new building, we need to do all these other things. I think they recognize that that would probably be cost prohibitive for some. So certainly we pay them into their capital projects yearly in their administrative fees, but I'm not aware of like this sort of grandiose expansion of their program that's going to be a significant expense to the component districts. Another thing that benefits us, while we fund it, students from outside of the consortium sometimes attend the programs. Now, obviously, the spots are filled first from component districts, but BOCES brings in a great deal of revenue from districts outside of and that helps to offset those expenditures. So now funds or revenues coming in from sources outside of our catchment for PNW BOCES. For the second question was, my understanding is that applicants go through like counselors, like a screening process, and I don't believe that screening process includes school names. So if 50 students apply for, I'm just making this up, 50 students apply for 40 spots in construction, like electricity, they review 50 resumes or transcripts or things like that. I don't think that they consider schools in that conversation. Again, I'm not in the room. I couldn't say that with complete certainty, but my understanding is there's no allotment of positions for any one district. So I think they kind of just look at all of the applicants and they pick those who they believe are most qualified, regardless of what school they attend.
I mean, it seems like it would be fair for it to be a blind application as opposed to, just like, auditioning for the Philharmonic, you wouldn't see the person when they audition, you just hear the music, because you don't want to make those preconceived notions of who you pick based on whatever the factors are other than, that core group. So I would hope that's the case.
And this is all very new for everyone. A couple years ago, this conversation was not even taking place. So it was only once they reached that point of sort of saturation in some programs that these conversations really started. So I'm sure they'll evolve over time, but that's my understanding of the process right now.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
Anything else? Board comments?
I just want to piggyback on what you said, Barbara, about the middle school community art and IB presentations. They were awesome. If you didn't see it, some of the students put together videos, claymation, if you remember way back when, Gumby, or some of you who watch Saturday Night Live, Mr. Bill, these figures that move around, the kids created them and made little stories out of them. It was awesome. And just their art presentations, the table with the slices of cake, it looked so real. Got hungry looking at that. I mean, it was just a great, awesome artistic event, and the kids were great in explaining and you know, talking about it. Yeah, absolutely, it was awesome.
I will just say, I love to have students at board meetings.
Yeah.
I think it just brings to life all the things we talk about. And I would love to continue to see more of that happen in the future. A great representation of the vast amount of programs that we have, grades that we have. And I would love to at one point see the little pre-Kers too. I think that would be
A little
fun.
what?
The pre-Kers.
The
babies.
UPK, yes.
The babies, you know, so that, you know, while they're not necessarily a formal part of our school district, they will be. And I would love for the community to just continue to see the continuum of services that we offer so that it can bring to life all of the things that we talk about, and continue to keep the board centralized on what's best for students as we make decisions.
There's a UPK graduation coming up, right, Dr. Love?
Yes.
Next week,
Step up.
Next week.
or 2 weeks.
We're not graduating, they're stepping
Well,
up.
it's this, right, not graduation. God, no, I hate that. I hate that.
You have to use
For
the right
anything other
term.
than seniors, it should not apply. Moving up, you're right,
I
or
agree.
stepping up, or
Moving up.
whatever they
Well,
call
and
it.
to Crystal's point, like, we miss having our students not here tonight. We understand that these last two meetings, our student reps are not here, but they have been an invaluable also source of
They have been.
ideas and information, and we really
Yes.
treasure their participation in the
Yes, we do.
process.
Yeah.
Thursday, the 18th, the same day as our graduation at 12:30.
Good, good. Where will that be? In the elementary pack?
Yeah.
The auditorium?
Yeah. Putnam Valley Elementary School Auditorium, 12:30.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank
The
you.
old gym.
I also just want to celebrate Putnam Valley for a second. Recently, myself, Barbara, Miss Levine, and Jeanette went to a board dinner where the reflection piece of the dinner was really about the implementation of two new policies in New York State. One regarding the need for student representation on the board, and also the cell phone policy. And so as this year comes to a close, I just want to congratulate Putnam Valley on having implemented student board members far before
Oh, yeah.
the policy was set. Student voice matters here, and I think that that is incredibly evident. And I also want to congratulate the district on a successful implementation and well-done implementation of the new cell phone policy. We didn't know what that was going to look like. I want to thank Dr. Luff for his guidance as we navigated that last summer. And I want the community to know that there were multiple ways that we could have gone about getting ready to implement that policy, one of which involved, one option involved spending $40,000 to ensure that we would have enough pouches to, you know, keep cell phones safe and away from students so that they could be helped to implement the policy. And we chose not to go that route, thinking about the quantity of money that was, not knowing what the policy was going, or the policy implementation was going to look like. And that was advice that was given to the board by Dr. Luft, as at the time, he did not feel like it was necessary to spend that quantity of money without us really understanding what this was going to look like. And boy, was he right. And I just want to thank Dr. Luft for all of the guidance that he provides the board, because oftentimes he really does an extensive amount of research before he advises. And we made the right decision. And I want to commend our kids, because they really took that policy with stride. I want to commend the adults that helped to implement that policy. And I'm just so grateful to see that kids are talking to each other again, that kids are, their heads are raised so that they can experience the world around them. I know that my daughter oftentimes will spend lunchtime outside in the beautiful weather just talking to her friends and socializing, and that's a part of our society that has been lost because of devices and because of the addiction to technology and isolation. And I'm just really very pleased with how our district did that. So thank you to everyone who was a part of that.
It's hard to believe that was a year ago.
I
Yeah, I
just
know.
can't
Yeah,
even
it
believe-
feels like
and that
5.
we really haven't talked about it
No.
because it has gone so well.
We haven't
And
had
it's gone
to.
so well in multiple places. It's not unique to Putnam Valley that it's gone really well, but I do believe that we were incredibly wise in how we made the decision to spend or not spend certain funds, right? As we really carefully manage every dollar that our community entrusts to us in the school district. And I just want to make I want to make that known, that we didn't just decide to drop $40,000 on something we didn't know was going to happen or did know was going to happen. We really were very wise in that decision and cautious. And I'm grateful for that.
Well, I
it-
also have to say that district administration made it clear what the policy was and what their expectations
Absolutely.
were. But our staff had to implement it.
Right.
And they did a great job.
did.
Because I know other surrounding districts, they just kind of let it go.
Yeah.
State dropped it, nobody's talking about it, kids are going back to their phones. And I think that for the most part, that did not happen here.
I agree.
And that is only because teachers followed through.
Absolutely, and there was a level of integrity behind the way the spirit of the policy was implemented here. And I think that that just speaks volumes about our staff and about our leadership.
Yeah. One other thing, for our meeting in 2 weeks, Jackie, I'm going to throw something on your plate if it's okay, to talk about where our kids are going after our graduating seniors, because I know a lot are going to a lot of SUNY universities, other amazing universities, as well as activities they're doing outside of college. So if you could provide some information on that. Like last night, I didn't realize this one, about the young lady that's going to the Naval Academy to play volleyball. I think that's just amazing that we have that opportunity.
So great.
And there's so many kids going to Binghamton. I was shocked how many. That's usually, talk about Joe, not only offering a couple slots from Putnam Valley, we have a lot of kids going this year, and that's a great, shows a lot about our district, so.
It seems to be a bit of an increased usage of the SUNY schools too. I was impressed by that.
Yeah, and education.
In education,
And
yes.
nursing, education and nursing.
New
Yeah.
Paltz, a lot of New Paltz, a lot of Binghamton. There was a Stony Brook. I mean, it's the best bargain available. And also a lot of, Ivy League schools that kids are going to.
Agreed.
So, very well-rounded, but I'm most happy about the SUNY schools. They're a great bargain, and they give a great education. So I agree with you, Jeanette. Yeah, that's knowledge that would help us, going forward.
Anything else?
That's all I have, thank you.
Okay.
Executive session.
I'd like a resolution to convene an executive session for 11 matters of the employment history of 11 particular persons, and
So
there will
moved.
be no business conducted after.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good night.